A very good evening to one and all. Today we are going to discuss LoRaWAN, physical layer and MAC layer. LoRaWAN stands for Long Range Wide Area Network. LoRaWAN is a communication protocol used in low power wide area networks, that is LPWAN. The LoRaWAN operates on top of LoRa, which is the equivalent of OSI layer 1, that is physical layer. If we compare this to an Ethernet or IP network, LoRa is the physical cables and LoRaWAN is the MAC and IP layers. A LoRaWAN sits on top of LoRa and defines communication protocol and network architecture of the LPWAN, that is low power wide area networks. A LoRaWAN network consists of numerous node devices talking to one or more gateways or concentrates which are sending data to and from network servers, which are themselves relaying the data to application servers. It is implemented on top of LoRa or FSK modulation in ISM radio bands, that is industrial, scientific and medical radio bands. LoRa was a physical layer. It is optimized for long range, two-way communications and low power consumption. The technology evolved from layer 1 to a broader scope through the creation of the LoRa Alliance. As we are saying again and again, LoRa defines the radio modulation used for the wireless communication. LoRa operates in the sub-gigahertz industrial, scientific and medical frequency bands. The frequencies used vary from country to country, whereas in Europe the range of frequency is 433 MHz to 868 MHz. Sometimes these frequencies are referred to as unlicensed or unregulated bands, but that is not true. They are regulated in Europe by ETSI, but they are free to use. LoRa was developed in France and the patent is owned by a company called Semtech. They licensed the technology to various chip manufacturers around the world. It uses something called chirp spread spectrum. A series of zeros and ones are transmitted using sequences of fast rising and fast falling chirps. This allows for very long range communication with a low power usage and very good resistance of interference. As shown in the diagram, LoRaWAN is a media access control protocol for wide area networks. It is designed to allow low power devices to communicate with internet connected applications over long range wireless connections. The LoRaWAN protocols are defined by the LoRa Alliance and formalized in the LoRaWAN specification, which can be downloaded on the LoRa Alliance website. As shown in the diagram, COAP, that is Constrained Application Protocol, is a sessional layer protocol designed by IETF, Constrained Restful Environment Working Group, to provide lightweight RESTful HTTP interface. Representational state transfer REST is the standard interface between HTTP client and servers. However, for lightweight applications such as IoT, REST could result in significant overhead and power consumption. COAP is designed to enable low power sensors to use RESTful services while meeting their power constraints. It is built over UDP instead of TCP commonly used in HTTP and has a light mechanism to provide reliability. The COAP architecture is divided into two main sublayers, messaging and request or response. The messaging sublayer is responsible for reliability and duplication of messages, while the request or response sublayer is responsible for communication. MQTT, that is message queuing telemetry transport, is also another session layer protocol. It was introduced by IBM in 1999 and standardized by OASIS in 2013. It is designed to provide embedded connectivity between applications and middlewares on one side and networks and communications on the other side. Semtech, as we have stated, actually it is responsible for physical layer, while the LoRa Alliance handles the MAC layer and regional frequency bands. The LoRa Alliance owns and manages the roadmap and technical development of LoRaWAN architecture and protocol. This alliance also handles the LoRaWAN endpoint certification program and technology promotion through its certification and marketing committees. We will discuss more about physical layer. Semtech LoRa modulation is based on chirp spread spectrum modulation, which trades a lower data rate for receiver sensitivity to significantly increase the communication distance. It allows demodulation below the noise floor, offers robustness to noise and interference, and manages a single channel occupation by different spreading factors. This enables LoRa devices to receive on multiple channels in parallel. LoRaWAN 1.0.2 regional specifications describe the use of the main unlicensed sub-gigahertz frequency bands of 433 MHz, 779 to 787 MHz, 863 to 870 MHz, and 902 to 928 MHz, as well as regional profiles for a subset of the 902 to 928 MHz bandwidth. For example, Australia utilizes 915 to 928 MHz frequency bands, while South Korea uses 920 to 923 MHz and Japan uses 920 to 928 MHz. Semtech LoRa chipsets support additional frequency bands such as 169 MHz that are not supported by LoRaWAN specifications. Additional regional profiles and bands are under development and are being considered by the LoRa Alliance. A LoRa gateway is developed as the center hub of a star network architecture. It uses multiple transceivers and channels and can demodulate multiple channels at once or even demodulate multiple signals on the same channel simultaneously. LoRa gateways serve as a transparent bridge relaying data between endpoints, and the endpoints use a single hop wireless connection to communicate with one or many gateways. The data rate in LoRaWAN varies depending on the frequency bands and adaptive data rate. ADR is an algorithm that manages the data rate and radio signal for each endpoint. The ADR algorithm ensures that packets are delivered at the best data rate possible and that network performance is both optimal as well as it is scalable. LoRaWAN best practices recommend the use of ADR for fixed endpoints and a fixed data rate or spreading factor for mobile endpoints. Here mobility is with respect to not fixed endpoints. Data rate management is not practical when mobile endpoints cause quick changes in their radio environment. An important feature of LoRa is its ability to handle various data rates via the spreading factor. Devices with a low spreading factor achieve less distance in their communications but transmit at faster speeds, resulting in less airtime. A higher spreading factor provides slower transmission rates but achieves a higher reliability at longer distances. Hence, the LoRaWAN data rates can vary depending on the associated spreading factor. For the two main frequency bands, they are 863 to 870 MHz and 902 to 928 MHz. LoRa is its ability to handle various data rates via the spreading factor. Devices with a low spreading factor achieve less distance in their communications but transmit at faster speeds, resulting in less airtime. A higher spreading factor provides slower transmission rates but achieves a higher reliability at longer distances. LoRaWAN MAC layer. The MAC layer takes advantage of the LoRa physical layer and classifies LoRaWAN endpoints to optimize their battery life and ensure downstream communications to the LoRaWAN endpoints. There are three classes of LoRaWAN devices. They are Class A, Class B and Class C. The Class A is the default implementation. This is optimized for battery powered nodes, allows bidirectional communications where a given node is able to receive downstream traffic after transmitting. Two receive windows are available after each transmission. Whereas Class B was designated experimental. A Class B node or endpoint should get additional receive windows compared to Class A. But gateways must be synchronized through a beaconing process. Whereas Class C is particularly adapted for powered nodes. This classification enables a node to be continuously listening by keeping its receive window open when not transmitting. LoRaWAN messages either uplink or downlink have a physical payload composed of a 1 byte MAC header, a variable byte MAC payload and MIC that is 4 bytes in length. Same thing is shown in figure. If you observe figure, a MAC header is of 1 byte. MAC payload is variable, it is not fixed, it varies according to your data transmission. Message integrity code that is MIC is of 4 bytes. The MAC payload size depends on the frequency band and the data rate ranging from 59 to 230 bytes for the 863 to 870 MHz band and 19 to 250 bytes for the 902 to 928 MHz band. Here what we mean to say is, suppose we are ranging a data transmission from 59 to 230 bytes, then it depends on a frequency band which we are using. In case of 59 to 230 bytes, we need to use frequency band 863 to 870 MHz. And also it depends on data rate, that is 59 to 230 bytes is our data rate. Similarly, for data rate 19 to 250 bytes, we need to use frequency band 902 to 928 MHz band. The LoRaWAN utilizes 6 MAC message types. LoRaWAN device is used join request and join accept messages for the over the air, that is OTA activation and joining the network. The other message types are unconfirmed data up or down and confirmed data up or down. A confirmed message is one that must be acknowledged, and unconfirmed signifies that end device does not need to acknowledge. The up or down is simply a directional notation identifying whether message flows in the uplink or downlink path. Uplink messages are sent from endpoints to the network server and are relayed by one or more LoRaWAN gateways, whereas downlink messages flow from the network server to a single endpoint and are relayed by only a single gateway. LoRaWAN endpoints are uniquely addressable through a variety of methods. An endpoint can have a global end device ID or device UI represented as an IEEE EUI 64 address. An endpoint can have a global application ID or APP EUI represented as an IEEE EUI 64 address that uniquely identifies the application provider, such as the owner of the end device. In a LoRaWAN network, endpoints are also known by their end device address, that is known as DEV address, a 32-bit address. These 7 most significant bits are the network identifier, which identifies the LoRaWAN network. The 25 least significant bits are used as the network address to identify the endpoint in the network. I hope you have understood physical layer as well as MAC layer with respect to LoRaWAN, and I have also assumed you have understood how LoRaWAN as well as LoRa works. In our future video, we will discuss LoRaWAN topology and security. Thank you.